Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Rahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that still to this very day continually roll very well, that's feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And Shalom to the whole elect that's also doing the same things in this work, in this truth, in all faith, true, and sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled When the Lord Springs into Action. All right, and the reason why I titled this video, there's I was watching Apostle Elder Gabar's video in response to this what we call the discomforter, right? This guy goes by the name of Tazadakia, right? Which he called himself the Comforter, the God-sent Comforter, which we call him the Discomforter. We call him Comfy, because this guy's a shyster, man. All right, and he's pretty much using this truth for his own means, man. And and you clearly see that, and the Lord has sprung into action concerning this guy. Now, what I want to focus on this video is that Israel, our people in general, they don't, whenever they're in good case, or they think to themselves to be in good case, and they so-called prosper, they live comfortable, whatever they got set up, and then when trouble comes around, when the Lord starts bringing down his judgment on his people, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that make up the nation of Israel, and then at that time, then they want to get right, man. All right, because when things get serious, when shit hits the fan, then they want to get right, man. Whenever they're in some sort of distress, and that's how Israel has always been, man. Israel has always been like that ever since we was coming out of the land of Egypt. All right, because see, Israel, what they love to do, they like to test the Most High, man. All right, they like to test Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to see that he is what he is, man. All right, and the times that they do test the Most High, it always ends up bad, man. All right, even today, man, our people want to test our Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thinking that he's not going to do anything, but really that Lord is resting that judgment for an appointed time, man. So you can be, I'm talking to the guys that are not right, man. So you can be settled in your own wickedness and your own craftiness, and then when the Lord brings down the judgment, you're not going to know from whence it come from, man. All right, you're not going to know where it's coming from. It's just going to hit you suddenly, and that's what happened to this guy, Comfy, man. All right, the Discomforter. Okay, and that's why the scriptures speak about clinging unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrasing, to cleave unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in your youth. All right, and to tarry not to turn to the Lord, man. All right, because the Lord's judgment is rested on certain individuals. All right, and in the appointed time, he's gonna deal with these guys, man. All right, and on the other side of that, on the side of righteousness, the Lord's gonna deal justly with us, man. All right, and give us rest in that appointed time, like I bring up in this topic. But I want to go ahead and jump into the scriptures just to bring out a few examples that Israel time, not only this time but also the whole time that they was coming out of Egypt, they were murmuring against the Most High, man. But in this precept and another precept that I got, it shows you that once the Lord made himself known, Israel, our people, don't even want to deal with the Most High, man. And I'm gonna show you, because it was a time to where the Most High appeared unto Israel, right? And then the people got scared, man. They started trembling. All right, and they were fearing that they were going to die. So they would rather speak to Moses than for them go directly to the Most High, man. That's how it is today, man. If these people, especially among our people, man, they want to say that, well, I gotta, the Most High is dealing directly with me, or the Lord is directly dealing with me. I ain't gotta be taught by men. Men can't teach me. Only the Most High and His Son can teach me. Look here, man. All right. When the Lord, especially during the time of Egypt, man, when the Lord make Himself known and appear, you don't want the Lord to appear right in front of you, man. Why is that, man? Because right now we're in a time of grace, man. We're in a time of getting ourselves together, getting our minds right. All right. Getting ourselves in the good graces of Yahweh Bashim Shah. So when He does return, all right, we'll be in His good graces, man, and He'll have mercy on us. But if you want Him to show up now at this point in time, all right, I'm talking to the individuals that want Yahweh Bashim Shah to speak with them and teach them directly. Well, then guess what, man? That when He makes Himself known unto you, you're not gonna like it. All right, you're not gonna like that visitation, man. Okay, and guess what, man? He's not gonna make Himself known to you personally, man, because at that point in time, if let's say for instance He does make Himself known, right? Let's say for instance, using this as example, that He make Himself known to a certain individual, man. Guess what He's gonna do, man? He's gonna grab the sword, right? And He's gonna cut you asunder, man. All right. That's why the Lord has set up men in specific positions in this truth. Started with the apostle elders of Great Millstone on down to teach and to prophesy, man. Much rather the Most High, or not even the Most High, His Son Yahweh Shai to come down, all right, and to bring down judgment, all right. But this is the book of Deuteronomy, the 5th chapter, and like here, start at verse 15. It says, "And remember that thou was a servant." Slacking. I hit the wrong button. I don't know why the phone does that. Let me go back down. Actually, slacking. I'm gonna start at verse 23. It says, "And it came to pass when ye heard the voice of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And ye said, Behold, our Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, our power, hath showed us His glory and His greatness, and we have heard His voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that the Most High doth talk with man, and He liveth." All right, so it was at that point in time to where Israel, they were thinking that to themselves that, hey, we can talk to the Most High directly. All right, we don't need Moses to be here for us, man. We can go up and we can speak to Him ourselves, man. All right. But guess what happened? Verse 24 said, "And ye said, Behold," it's like I already read that. Verse 25, it says, "Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us if we hear the voice of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, our power, anymore, then we shall die." All right, and that's at that point in time. I'm gonna get in a second. The book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. But at that time, Israel was fearing that they were gonna die, man, when the Lord appeared on the mountain. All right, Mount Sinai. So the people were trembling. All right, when the Lord made Himself known. Verse 26, reading on, it says, "For who is there of all flesh that have heard the voice of the living power, speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have and lived? Go thou near and hear all that the Lord our power shall say, and speak unto us all that the Lord our power, Slakia, shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it." All right. Now, now I want to jump to Exodus, the 20th chapter. I'm going to get the account. All right, it's the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. verse 18, it says, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. So the people started running away. The people started running away from the mountain when they saw the Lord making himself known at the height of the mountain. All right. And they were staying far away from it, man. All right. Hey, man, when you read these scriptures, man, you got to paint a picture in your head of how it was, man. All right. So the people, they removed and stood afar off, right? They were farther. They were far away from the mountain, right? Verse 19 says, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us. All right. So they don't want to speak to the Most High now. All right. Now they want Moses to speak to them. All right. But yet, you know, if you read through the whole venture, for lack of a better term, you know, Israel, at the end of the day, Israel still bucked up against Moses, man. All right, that's why the Most High had to deal with Israel in certain situations, because they didn't want to listen to Moses, man. All right. So once again, verse 19 says, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. See, they don't want the Most High to speak with them anymore. Now they're saying, look, man, we're going to die. We let the Most High speak with us. All right. So I want to grab another precept. Proverbs, the first chapter, and I'm going to show you something. That's Ecclesiastes. I want Proverbs. All right, I'm going to start at verse 23. It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. All right, and the Lord is making known his words unto our people through his prophets, the men that he set out in the highways and byways, man. Okay. That says verse 24, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. All right, same thing they did with Moses. All right, coming up against the men that I sent unto you to make known the words of the Lord, man. All right, and those words consist of reproof, rebuke, and exhortation. All right, but the wicked of our people are not going to hear, man. All right, it's already set in stone. Verse 25 said, but ye have set at naught all my counsel. All right, and this is the Lord has set up a specific counsel to counsel the nation of Israel, man. All right, and the nation of Israel is supposed to hearken unto the counsel of the Lord, but they're not doing that, man, because they look at us as regular men. They look at us as a bunch of bugged out guys that's on the highway, on the streets, on the street corners, with Bibles in our hands, just yelling at the top of our lungs and cursing, man. That's what the people think, man. All right. Well, once again, I'm gonna read it. It said, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. So you wouldn't have it, man. Okay. So at the end of this, right, verse 26, it said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And guess what's happening? That's what's happening to this guy, Comfy, man. All right, now the government is on his ass, man, about so-called tax evasions. Okay, but that's pretty much just the point. I just wanted to bring out this these accounts, and just to show that Israel, when all hell breaks loose, or whenever distress happens, all right, then they want to get their minds right, man. All right, and you know what? That also is attested to these old jakes, you know, up in age, getting close to, you know, their deathbed. Then they want to go to the church, man. All right, it be these same jakes that do all the dirt throughout their life, right? And I'm just using this as an example, man, because the church is not even right, man. These churches that are set up here in America, they're not right. There is no truth in these churches. They're houses of falsehood, man. But I'm just using this example because Jake, they harp about being at the church. So you got a Jake that does all this dirt throughout his life and don't care about going to the church, but when he's on his deathbed, he's about to die and he has all types of sickness and ailments within his body. Then he wants to go to the so-called church and so-called get his self together. And that's how Israel is, man. And they'll always be like that until the Lord takes action and to set up his government and just to do away with the wicked of our people, man. I mean, that's the only way, because no matter what the situation Israel is in, even when they're prospering. Actually, let me get another precept. I got one more precept I want to get before I close out, because this next precept is I lost my train of thought for a second. I'm trying to find a precept for you. Slakia, bear me for 1 second. All right, here it is. Because Israel, whenever they're in some sort of prosperity, they forget about Yahweh Shemel Shai. They forget about the Lord, right? And just, and they live it up. All right? At that point in time, they're taken care of, they're comfortable, and, they don't care about the standard that the Lord has set up. All right? Because they're enjoying their consolation, like the scriptures say, man. Or woe to them that are rich. All right? Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter in the 15th verse said, but Jeshurun, which Jeshurun is another term for Israel, all right? But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, all right? What's that mean, man? You're living good, okay? You wax fat, you and you kick, man. You kick back, all right? You kick back on your whatever you got going on. All right, and you have no cares in the world. All right, it said, thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him. All right, and it's always been a recurring. It's always been a recurring event, should I say? For lack of a better term. Or should I say, it's always been a recurring theme when it comes to the nation of Israel. All right, you get prosperity, and then you get a big head, and then the Lord knocks you off your high horse, man. Okay. So then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. All right, and who's the rock of our salvation? Yahweh Shai. All right. Now, so I'm going to continue on a little bit. It said they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. All right. Anything that's contrary to Yahweh Shemel Shai, you're provoking the Lord to anger, man. Okay. They sacrifice unto devils, not to the Most High. To gods whom they knew not. To new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. All right, because with Jake, it's always about money. All right, money this, money that. I got to get my money. I got to get this, I got to get that. And you lightly esteem. It's like you lightly esteem the rock of your salvation, right? And you sacrifice on the devils and not to the Most High, man. Okay, so you rather put your sweat, blood, and tears into what Esau got set up, other than put your blood, sweat, and tears into what the Lord has set up, man. All right, but that's all right, man. The Lord has you paid, man. He's got you slated for destruction. I'm talking about your 2/3. Okay. Of the rock, which is Yahushua once again, that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. And when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua saw it, he abhorred them. All right, it's that word abhor means to stay away from. All right. So the Lord removed himself away from our people because he was provoked to anger. All right. He said because of the provoking of his sons and his daughters. All right, talking about the nation of Israel. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. All right. Why is that, man? Because like I mentioned earlier, man, they're so fixated on what they're trying to get today. All right. And not even thinking about what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua once done, man. All right. So the Lord has hid his face from, at this point in time, 2/3 of Israel. All right. And the Lord says he's going to see what their end be, man. And I just finished reading Proverbs, the 1st chapter, that said when their calamity hits them. All right. Actually, let me go back to it. I don't think I read the rest of it, but yeah, that's it on this precept, I believe. Yeah, that's it on this. Now I want to jump back to Proverbs, the 1st chapter. I'm gonna close it out after this. Proverbs, the 1st chapter, in the the 27th verse. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me. All right, so that's like I said before, that's a recurring thing with Israel. When the stress comes on them, all right, when the anguish comes and the troubles come, then they want to call on the Lord, right? All right, but guess what he said? He said, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. All right, so they're going to be trying tooth and nail, trying to get back in the good graces of the Lord, but it's not going to happen, man, because your fate has been sealed at that point in time, man. Okay. For they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They were none of my counsel. All right. So they wouldn't hearken to the counsel of the Lord, right? How much more the Lord himself? All right. They were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. And see, that's what happened to Comfy. He was filled with his own devices. He was fraud. He was basically stealing from the people, all right, that was falling under him, all right, using that money for whatever reason, all right, and actually it's documented, all right. The apostle of Ramlab went into it, all right, the whole document behind this guy so-called evading taxes. So the government is on him now. So he's being filled with his own devices, man. All right, and he's eating the fruit of his own way. So all that money that he took from his followers, guess what? He got an answer to that, man. All right. And Apostle Elder Gabar is right, man. This thing is simple, but Jake wants to complicate it, man. They want to take it and make it even more complex and to make themselves seem like there's the top guy in Israel. All right. But that's pretty much it on this video. It went a little longer than I intended it to be, but it was through the spirit, man. You know, this had to come out. But you know, with that pretty much wraps up the video. Lord's will, you members of the Hopefully Lake were edified by this video. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yahweh Kakwadash.